Meanwhile, other news coming through at this hour. Ghana holds a presidential and parliamentary election today. The election comes amid hopes for an economic revival after the worst financial crisis in a generation, which led to a major debt default in the West African nation. President Nana Akufo-Addo is stepping down next month after serving the 2 terms, which is allowed by the constitution in Ghana. 12 candidates are vying to succeed him, but the race is seen as primarily between Vice President Mahamudu Bawumia as well as former President John Dramani Mahama. Opinion polls have tipped Mahama for a potential comeback, but approximately 18.7 million out of Ghana's 34 million population are registered to vote.
The Electoral Commission says everything is ready.
On that note, we now cross to SABC News correspondent Ahmed Rufai Nabil, who is in Accra, Ghana. Ahmed, good morning and thank you for joining us at this hour. Paint the picture for us. When do polls open? And also, as we play with some imaginary crystal balls, who's expected to win as well?
Well, polls are expected to open at 7 GMT, which is a little under an hour from now. But already we understand that a lot of voters have marched up at the various polling stations. Some actually even spent the night over there because they would want to be one of the early voters this morning. Now, the Electoral Commission has also dispatched the ballot sheets and the papers that will be used for the voting. And we understand that the police are dispatching it to the various polling stations across the country. We understand that polling should start exactly 7 GMT and then end at 15 GMT. But there are allowances should something happen at the polling station and which would result in a delay of the polls starting early. Then the Electoral Commission would want to extend the close of polling beyond the 17 GMT time. So all is set and Ghanaians are really ready to cast their ballot this morning.
Right. Thanks, Ahmed, for that. Looking at some of the contenders, we've got about 12 candidates there vying to succeed him. Tipped off that there are 2 potential front runners. What are you observing on that front as we speak?
Indeed, Ghana's elections have largely been a 2-horse race between the ruling party, the National Democratic, the New Patriotic Party, and then the opposition party, which is the National Democratic Congress. And their candidates, the Vice President Bawumia of the ruling NPP, and then the former President John Mahama of the NDC. These are the 2 front runners for this year's polls. A lot of the polls have tipped former President John Mahama to win this election, but then the Vice President is also working hard to try and retain power for his party, the NPP. So it's left with the nearly 19 million voters to decide who the best leader or the better leader would be for Ghana.
Because I actually also wanted to look at the representation of females in this race, what comes to the fore in that front, but also some of the key issues, the top issues that have been plaguing Ghana that people are hoping for change. What are we focusing on for this election, this run?
Well, the gender agenda here in Ghana really has a long way to go. When you look at the 12 candidates that are presidential candidates that are contesting, only 2 are actually female, but 1 actually passed on before election day. So we are left with just 1 female candidate on the ballot sheet. She belongs to the CPP, that's the Convention People's Party of the first president of Ghana, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. Well, that party has been struggling for years now, and since the first president was overthrown, it's been difficult for his party, the CPP, to really regain power. So there is a slim chance over there that she would become Ghana's next president. But then even when you come to the members of parliament, still a lot of low representation by women over there. But Ghana passed its gender parity affirmative action bill just this year, and it's hoped that this affirmative action bill would really help a lot of females to get into positions of power in the next few years. But all the same, even in Parliament, there are fewer representations of women over there at the House of Representatives.
Well, Ahmed, I know there are questions about whether there's going to be policy changes as well, but also just the issues and the democratic trends in Ghana, how that's also, been unfolding in the rest of the West Africa, and perhaps what the correlations are. So all these, is what we're going to be monitoring as the day progresses. Thank you for joining us at this hour. Let's leave our chat there for now. Ahmed, Rufai, Nabil, our correspondent there, SABC News correspondent in Accra, Ghana, monitoring those elections that are set to be unfold today. Again, as he mentioned, polls open at 7 a.m. GMT time.